know, it's not good when we're all
I
ready.
know. Good morning.
We don't even get the good morning.
Of course, you weren't not going to see it till this afternoon, so my bad. Okay, hi. Here we are.
I think people just watch us for like the cheap
I think so. I
cheap
think they're
entertainment.
enjoying the entertainment, and we have an audience today.
We do. Other than that, so all right. Let's kind of jump in and do some highlights from our past week.
Oh yes.
We had Customer Appreciation Day on Saturday.
Yes.
And it was really fun. And we're so thankful for all those that came out and braved the snow, the stupid snow. It's like, one day we need it to be nice.
Yes.
And it just, so we do know that the snow prevented quite a few people from
really
coming.
Did. Yeah, it did.
But we had also a lot more that said,
yeah, well, we're going to come anyway.
Yeah.
So we really
who cares about the
appreciate
snow?
that. Exactly.
We do. So it was a lot of fun. We got to learn lots. We had our Demo December. We had stabilizers, and I wowed everyone with that.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, sorry I missed it. The only one I got to catch was Tom's at the end. Needles and machine servicing.
Yes.
So that's the only one I got to see.
I got to help Tom. I was right there and stuff like that. And then someone asked a question and I got to answer it. Tom looked at me like I was insane. They asked what type of oil you use. I said Crisco, and he's like,
Don't do that.
And Tom just looks at me like, you believe that came
Only
out?
use sewing machine oil, okay? Please don't listen to it.
So it was really good. The needles, a lot of information on the needles, a lot of information on machine service, like for things. We do have Dana a little bit later.
She's going to do
she's
some
gonna
tech talk.
she'll do our little kind of a review of kind of one of the highlights from the thing.
And Jen's going to demo a stitch on one of the machines, and everybody has heard about me not wanting to wear a hat. This is my only concession this time, and thanks to Kathy Alexander for the loan, and we'll be sending it back to her later today. So, well, I will be there today, but I'll be taking it off.
I should have brought my one with the puppy face. You could have worn that one.
No. This is it, folks. Enjoy it while you see.
This is no fun. You just, hello. All right.
Stockings.
Stockings, yes. Okay, so the last day to get your entry in for the stockings is Saturday. I took the first batch down this past week, down to the Christmas Bureau. They were so excited to get them. Usually we get them down a little bit sooner than what we did. It's just been crazy. So they were anxiously waiting. They had people who were waiting because this is a tradition. Like, they know that we come every year.
I did not know that until Carrie told me.
We've done this pretty much every year for quite a while, as far back as I can remember, more than just a week. But we've done it for several years, and they look forward to it. And I was talking to the lady that kind of runs the Surrey one, and we were talking, and she says the appreciation from those that do have to use the Christmas Bureau when they see those stockings hanging there, and they get to choose them. She says there's sometimes they'll stand there for an hour just looking at all of them and the work that's gone in there and the emotion on their face that somebody has taken the time to make something for them that just didn't, it just, and then they just they don't know which one to pick because they're all so beautiful.
And they just so that you know, it is really appreciated. Those of you who have contributed and done your time, your fabric, everything. It is really appreciated.
It is.
People really like the fact that you do it, and they like to have it. And it is something that will be kept. This isn't something that's going to be discarded.
No.
It will always be kept.
They keep them, and, she's mentioned that, unfortunately sometimes there are some families that need to rely on the Christmas Bureau a couple of years in a row, and so if they've gotten them in the past, they have made comments because they've said, do you need a stocking? They're like, oh no, we still have our stocking from last year, and we are still using those, and so it just it's something that they keep. So if you haven't got them in, get them in.
Yes.
And it's really appreciated.
Sale starting tomorrow.
Yes, there's some cool sales starting tomorrow. There is an email that's going to go out, so if you're on our emailing list, there's going to be all the details in that, because we'll give you kind of some of the highlights.
Yes.
There's some of the bigger rotary mats that are on.
24 by 36. The gray ones, the rotary mat.
And the purple. The purple one was the other one.
Was it purple? That could be the purple one.
Yeah, I think that's the purple. And then the sew and stitch, and then there's like the round opening and the opening.
Yes.
We got a tutor on those.
Exactly. We did. So the round one, when the sew and slip, the round hole is for when free motion, when your feed dogs are down, and you the round hole. The square hole is when you are using the feed dogs, but you still want the motion to be nice and smooth.
That, or you're doing stitching in the ditch and everything else like that.
Or you're stitching the ditch, or you're using your walking foot. So the round hole is single, a single option with feed dogs down. The square one you can use either way.
And just for those who don't know what the sew and slip is, it's something that goes on your sewing machine table, so that your quilt moves nice and smooth.
Yes. And, like sometimes it can get...
Some of us might need that.
This is true. Because, like we all know, those quilts get just a little heavy and a little hard to move sometimes.
Some of us wish we knew about that beforehand, as we're fighting those suckers.
Yeah, been there, done that. So it is very helpful.
Okay.
So, and then the
machingers?
Yeah, the... gloves?
Not to be confused with ginkers. That's what Macy called fingers when she was little.
Ginkers?
Was ginkers.
That's very cute.
Yes. So.
Oh my goodness.
We still call them
down a
ginkers.
rabbit hole. We're thinking of what our kids said when they were little. The
wool something.
The wool balls for the dryer.
For the dryer.
I have a set. They are fabulous. They really do work. Yeah. I was very skeptical when I got them, thinking, and I don't use the dryer a lot, but for towels and sheets and that kind of stuff, because I don't have an outside clothesline. So they do really. There is no static.
They're on for a really, really good price.
Yes.
But they're only while supplies last.
Once they're gone, they're gone. They're regularly $37.95, and they are on sale for $22.95, and it's a set of 4, I believe.
Yeah, I think there's 4 in the package.
So they do work. If anybody is skeptical, just to let you know, these dryer balls really do work.
Okay. All right, and then there's a couple of pairs of scissors. There's the
Fisker Fun Scissors.
Yeah, really kind of cool and decorative, and really they'll add some color to your sewing room. And the
scissor sharpener.
Yes.
And then a 6-inch Henkel scissors.
Are on for a good price.
Yeah, they are very good price.
So those are a couple of things that are on sale. Like I said, there's an email coming out. You can give us that starts tomorrow.
Oh, and Customer Appreciation Day in Country Folk is Friday.
Yeah, Friday afternoon. So
you can still sign up. There's a couple of they've got the make and take, and the Tom will do another seminar in Country Folk. Yeah. So
there you go.
Always try to slip into when Tom's giving any talks. Always try to slip it. You learn so much.
Yes, and he'll tell you not to use Crisco oil.
Just don't do that. So we're gonna.
All right, so let's go see who we can find.
Dana and Jen, we've got a couple of demos today.
All right, so I'm just gonna flip this around. I'm gonna unhook this. All right, and everyone gets to see the nice ceiling, the nice. Oh, come on! They're wonderful lights that Tom put in. All right, let's see who we've got waiting. Oh, we got to appreciate his handiwork. All right, so we got Dana first.
Hi.
All right, so what are you going to share with us that is very important?
So we wanted to go over today oiling. You might be aware that all machines that have metal parts in them need to be oiled in some way. And probably most of us sewers out there had moms or grandmas or somebody like that, or maybe dads or grandpas that taught us how to sew. And taught us about having to oil the machine. And we might be still trying to carry those practices over into these newer machines. And what I wanted to talk to you about today is that you don't need to do that. In fact, it can actually be harmful to the newer machines if you oil them, except in 1 or 2 places, depending on how your machine is built. So let's talk about why oil in the first place really quickly, and that would be because when metal parts rub together, the friction makes little tiny bits of the metal come off, and you might see that as a black dust or a gray dust. It's bad for the internal workings of the machine, and as that dust builds up, it can cause damage to the parts. So we want to put oil on those parts to keep them from doing that and to make them work smoothly, and so they don't go eat when you use them. That's if it's doing that, it's a little late, but it's never too late to bring it to Tom's. Anyway, we want you to, though, oil it correctly. And if you have parts that are, say, metal going together with plastic or metal going together with nylon or something else like that, you don't even necessarily need to oil that. You don't have the same kind of problems coming from metal with another material. In these newer machines, a lot of the parts are plastic. That doesn't mean that they're not good. In fact, some of the plastic parts work probably superior to the metal parts because they don't expand with heat, etc. But because these new machines have so many parts in them that are plastic, that touch metal or touch another plastic piece, there's not nearly enough I'm not speaking English today. Sorry, there's not nearly as many places that you need to oil. And in fact, there are electronics inside of these machines that if you oil in the wrong place, you can actually blow a board or another wiring, and you don't want to do that. That's expensive. So let's look at the oil. The oil that you should use should never be anything except for clear sewing machine oil. And I'm saying clear, but I actually mean colorless. It needs to be clear, colorless machine oil. This is one brand. We sell this here at Tom's. And this one has a convenient spout that you can pull out and use to oil your machine. You may or may not need that depending on which type of machine you have. But the place that you do need to oil is here inside your top loading hook. There, I'll use this little pointer so you can kind of see that little hole right there in the bottom of your bobbin is directly over a wick. That little bit of what looks like fuzz in there, do not pick that out. That is supposed to be there. It actually is a wick that goes down inside the shaft, and it absorbs the oil and brings it down inside so that it will lubricate properly. So this is usually the only place you need to oil, and you only need a drop I'd say about every, I don't know, it varies, but it varies depending on how much you use it, so don't do it too often. If you see that the wick is dry and you've used it a good bit, you can put a drop of oil in there, but just one. If your machine is like this machine and has a door that opens on the head, this is what we call the sewing head, and you can see, if you can see the needle bar going up and down like we can on this machine, it's a bit dim, but the needle bar is right here and we can see it. You can also put a drop of oil, sorry, I have to tell that to stop. You can put a drop of oil here, where at the top of the needle bar, and also maybe right there or here, so that you get it where it goes through both metal places, but just one in each place. And that is really it. If your sewing machine doesn't have a door, you don't need to open it. So in other words, can we turn around here? Let's look at one of these. If you have a machine like this that has a screw that holds it on, don't take it off. You just don't need to oil that one. It only needs to be oiled when it comes in for service. And that's basically it. I just wanted to encourage everybody, please don't use inferior oil in your nice machine. And this is because if you use vegetable oil or some other inferior oil, it will build up and actually cause damage instead of helping your machine. So
No, Chris.
that's it. No Crisco, no canola oil, none of that. It actually makes something that remember rubber cement from your kindergarten class? Yeah, it looks like that when it gets in there and sits a little bit. It's not good for the workings.
All right.
Anyway,
Thank you.
Merry Christmas,
Okay.
Thanks,
everybody.
Dana.
All right. So now we've got Jen who's going to show us a machine she's been playing with. She's got a cool
Hi.
little thing
I'm
here.
normally not in on Wednesdays, so this is a treat and also very scary at the same time. We're going to be looking at the Babylock Soprano, and one of the really cool features about this machine is that it has lateral feed. So not only does it go forwards and backwards, it can go left and right. So when you are putting on, say, a quilt label hastily made by myself at the moment, you know, love from mom, we choose that mode. It doesn't have a number, so I can't give you a mode number. And then we would choose up here, you can see how there are between stitches 93 and 94, they go left and right, or up and down for 92 and 95. And the same thing with a zigzag stitch for 96, 97, 98, and 99. So we will put our foot down and, choose our stitch, of course, because that would be really silly if I did not choose the correct stitch. And so we're gonna go down first. And instead of turning, I am just going to switch stitches to 93, and you will see here that we are going horizontally. Now it takes a little bit of time to sew left and right just because we're so used to sewing so quickly forwards and backwards, but it can be done. And then there is a zigzag stitch as well. And so you could go around a square applique on the edges, but you'll have to take a little bit of time to figure out how to actually line it up properly so that your stitch will be in the middle. And then we will go and we will sew to the right. Yeah, it's super cool. It is super cool. And so it's great for going around a patch. Say you have to fix some children's knees on jeans, or you're maybe wanting to put on a patch on a jacket that you did on your embroidery machine. It's lovely, and you can do it that way.
All right, so you can get it up close.
Okay, yeah.
I'm not sure I can see it very well.
I know,
It's white.
I use the same. How about this? We'll put in the red material so we can see it a little bit better with the white. See, I'm still on the right, and of course, happens to the best of us. There we go. So we'll go down. Now this is only available on 2 machines that we have in the store, the Babylock Lyric and the Babylock Soprano. And so you can always come on in and demo the machines and test it out for yourself. But one of the fun things that happens as well, because we have the lateral feed, is that some of your decorative stitches can be bigger. So I am going to change mode to our decorative. Ooh, yes, it's okay to do that. Change mode to our decorative. And then I am going to choose one that will be bigger. Now let's just go with, we'll do some fun swirls here. We'll do number 35 up here. So we'll do 35. And now, takes a little bit longer because it is going back and forth and it is a decorative stitch. You'll notice that it's also going to the left and the right. You may have to wait for a few seconds. That's okay. So if you're, say, doing a bag and you'd like a decorative stitch on the top of a pocket, or say on the actual straps, it's actually a larger stitch than your 7mm width of your foot.
That is really cool.
I know.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
There you go.
Well, we love our machines. So.
Yes.
We do.
Yeah.
All right.
We do.
All right. So just with that, you have more functionality and more ability to play. So come on in for a demo. We're open, and we'd love to see you.
All right.
Jen.
Thanks, Jen. All right, let's. All right, so I guess that's
That's it
about
for
it
today.
today. It is.
So that's your daily dose for this
Weekly
week.
dose.
Weekly dose, right?
Yeah.
Sorry.
We could do daily dose.
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm positive. Once a week's enough. So we'll see you all next week.
All right. Have a great week.
Bye.
Bye.